We are going to be checking out the Bowtech 2022 SR 350 today. This is going to be their new speed bow for 2022. You can step this way a little bit if you want to. So this is going to look, maybe not quite that far.
Sorry.
This bow is going to look pretty darn familiar to a lot of you all, but you know, slightly different cam. You know, they put new timing marks on it, inset the orbit dampers on this thing. But yeah, we're gonna give it some shooting impressions. We're gonna sight it in. We're gonna throw a group down.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to like it, but I've shot it a couple times and I do like it. So it may surprise some people. So if you're out shopping for a new bow and you do like a fast bow, definitely worth checking out.
This has been my kind of bow. This bow's got my name all over it. Normally I'm not a speed guy, but IBO kind of changed me. And
Changed me, man.
it changed me.
I've seen some stuff.
Anyway, we're gonna be doing some shooting impressions, a bunch of good stuff. So stick around, we'll get into it. Joe just finished sighting this guy in here, which means I'm probably gonna be to the right a bit. This is an untuned bow, just basic setup on here. I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. See if I can throw down a group here. Hopefully I remember to hit record. Oh my goodness. Oh no. That feels incredible. Dude, I'm very curious to see the speeds on this thing. That felt excellent. Like, okay. Oh yeah, no peep sight. I don't know why I didn't realize that on the first shot. Maybe I was just obsessing about that draw cycle. Tell you what, this is my kind of bow here. It's the perfect axle to axle. It's a 33 inch. It's a faster side bow. I was not expecting to like it this much. Like, dang. I also don't want to be that guy that's like, ooh, new bow, dang, but new bow. Dang. Okay, I mean, the group was absolutely terrible, but my anchor point did change, so like that's not a reflection of the bow. I'm very impressed by this thing.
Stabilizer wasn't tight. So, as Luke said, neither one of us really were excited when this bow got announced, honestly. Just another speed bow, but I do hunt with an RPM 360 right now. And this bow like feels like its older, more attractive sister. Feel good, dude. Punch that trigger.
What else is new?
Yeah, that's what I do. Joel Turner hasn't helped me yet.
You bought the class and you still have target panic?
His advice is just don't have target panic, so I'm trying. But yeah, that draw cycle, this is 28 inch comfort, 70 pounds. It feels really, really good. There's not a lot of vibration after the shot like you would expect. It doesn't dump you into a deep, giant, dark valley. yeah, this is like the dark horse for me. Like being in the shop all the time and having access to everything and shooting everything over the last couple of years. This is impressive. Like Luke said, I don't like to be the, oh, it's a new bow, I like it more, but I like it more. Still this for me, it's a pure hunting bow. It's not what I would want because it's a little longer than I would like, but I'm a big fan. I like it. I'm interested to see how it feels on performance and what the speed ends up coming out at.
Yeah, that's my big test. And then what the difference is between this on comfort and then on performance. Because I know there were some very inaccurate videos about the speeds of this bow. I mean, it's not like I didn't want to like it.
I didn't want to like it.
Yeah, cool. Well, I guess we've said enough about it.
Let's get some
very positive reviews.
Yeah, let's get some chrono numbers.
You bet. Actually, I'm not satisfied with those groups.
They're horrible, but it is what it is.
I think we need to reshoot these groups here and actually try a little bit harder.
I'll get the arrows.
All right, Joe's gonna grab the arrows, and then we're gonna do a little. We're gonna try. Okay, I have reason to believe that we're recording down there. Joe's track record would say that I should probably go check, but I'm gonna trust him. Thank you. Joe's release. All right, no peep groups. Here we go. We're gonna do better than we just did.
Speak for yourself.
Hopefully, we're gonna hopefully do better than we just did. Tell you what, I like those peep sights. Them are nice.
You know, whoever invented those, he's a smart guy. That John Peep.
Okay, a little bit better. Let's see what Joe's got. Okay.
That's better. Get you some.
So here we are at the chronograph. We got our SR 350. Gonna shoot a 350 grain arrow. Hopefully we hit 350 foot a second. Performance mode. Oh my gosh. That was terrible.
Ew. I'm so glad you're shooting it, not me.
That felt like it. That's 348. Also, ouch. Like, I'm sorry if you're shooting this bow at 30 inches of draw. Holy crap. Yeah, so 348 right there. Like, it just doesn't want to cam over. Okay, there we go.
347.
347. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do more of like the practical kind of testing that we like to see, the numbers that we think matter shoot ton more than IBO. First, we're going to start out with, this is if you were to take this bow on to like an IBO, course or something like that, which is, I mean, this is a pretty solid candidate for an IBO bow. If you're doing an unknown yardage competition, anything like that, I mean, this thing is screaming fast. And now also we did shoot it when we were shooting it over there going like, oh wow, what a bow. We were shooting it on comfort. We kind of forgot about the whole performance thing for a second there, which is pretty much the whole reason you buy a speed bow. So opinions may change. I don't know, we'll see. Well, feels more like a speed bow now.
We reset that chrono. It didn't even show yet, and the lights aren't on. And the batteries and the lights died.
Ah. so fast it killed the batteries and the lights.
What batteries is it?
Okay, just had to run to CVS to get some batteries. This is 28.5 inches as far as their numbers go. 350 grain arrow, minimum weight arrow, 70 pounds. Your holding weight definitely goes up a bit. Okay, 320 on the nose. 319. Okay, so
320.
320. That is about the exact same speeds I was getting out of my Solution, which was my IBO bow from last year. Considerably different IBOs on these two bows, which is another reason I don't really care about the IBO that much, because this is blowing it out of the water. But then at my draw length, it fell off a bit. It's shooting the exact same as the Solution did with like an 8 lower IBO. So this is a 415 grain arrow. This is like more of like a typical hunting weight arrow. Cooking. That's pretty good. What, you gained 65 grains, lost 15, 17 foot a second. That ain't bad. I'll do one more time. Okay, 302. 600 grain arrow. I'm probably just going to shoot the one of these because it's been reading pretty accurate. 597 grains, 70 pounds.
That's the same exact speed my RPM 360 pushes that arrow.
That's good. So it definitely likes a heavier arrow. 600 grain arrow going 260. 258. This bow's got me thinking. And it's not, it doesn't like the fast arrows, so like maybe it's not as great of an IBO bow as I expected, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, Africa bow. This might be an Africa bow. 260. 600 grain arrow. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let me take a couple more shots. Thank you. Okay, so I'm used to shooting my target bow. Joe was saying, what was Joe saying?
I hate it.
He hates it.
I absolutely hate it.
There's no way you can hunt with it, Joe says. I'm going to take another shot with it, and then I'm actually going to see the holding weight. It should be 85% as far as Bowtech's concerned.
That is the shallowest valley I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
And I hunt with an RPM 360.
Yeah, I mean that would be very difficult to hunt with if you're like a little girl. I don't know. And that's the thing, I'm scared to let it off because like that's where I'm gonna hurt myself.
Imagine hunting. Imagine hunting with that and having to hold.
Yeah. No, I mean it is. You gotta have good form to do it, which is gonna be tricky because I like to set my hunting setups like with a short draw length, so I'm collapsed a little bit just so I can maneuver easy. Yeah, it's gonna suck to hold this thing back if.
All you would have to do is like take a breath.
Yeah. And like, especially if you're in the moment, you're zoned in, and you a little bit relaxed, you know, fire an arrow. I don't know if that's ever happened. I've seen it happen a couple of times where you like accidentally hit the release or something, drawing it back.
Almost kill a chrono. I've never went from liking a bow to hating a bow with 6 Allen screws.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're going to buy this bow, definitely shoot it on both settings of this flip disc because it is two completely different bows. Okay, last speed test for this guy here, SR350, where we went to comfort mode. What are you looking for?
The hexes?
Got it.
Oh, okay.
So you saw the numbers with performance mode. Joe says it completely transforms the bow. He absolutely hates it on performance mode. I don't mind it too much, but that's a preference thing. It does yank on you pretty hard. So 350 grain arrow, comfort mode. Okay, so performance mode, it was 320. We just got 311 there, so it was about like a 10 foot a second drop off. 415 grain arrow. 290. Jeez, that arrow, man, that boom. Okay, for some reason, if you want to hunt with a 600 grain arrow, 251. That is still fast. That is still really fast. That actually puts it right there with the Athens, I think.
Yeah.
Athens was 251.
Yep.
Maybe. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so, yep, those are the speeds. Watch the Athens video. I don't know. Watch the other videos. See how they compare. Speeds, comfort, performance, IBO. That is the SR 350. So, one thing that I want to do now is I want to test this bow because chances are if you're getting the SR 350, you are getting it for speed. If you've been paying attention to Bowtech, you'll see that they also came out with the Revolt X80. I want to do these bows side by side, same poundage, both on performance mode with the same weight arrows. See the difference between a speed bow at a lower poundage and a little bit of a smoother pulling bow at a heavier poundage. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. So the question is, are you able to get more speed by going up in poundage or by going to a more aggressive cam? What do you think? What do you think? Which one's going to shoot faster?
I think the 80 will be slightly faster.
Really?
Yeah. Slightly. I think they'll be very close.
I see. I'm thinking this is an aggressive 80, and we did turn it up in poundage, so.
And it's on performance.
And it's on performance. That's right. We didn't turn it up in poundage. We turned it on performance. 415 grain arrow. This was shooting it at 305.
Yeah, like right over 3.
Right over 3. Oh yeah, it was like 303.
Yep.
So 303 is the number to beat. Oh, it's gonna smoke it. I like it better. What was I thinking?
Heavy poundage always wins.
Yeah, so I mean, if you are looking for speed, and honestly, just the draw cycles next to each other, when this thing's on performance, it is a lot better.
Even with 10 more pounds.
Yeah, I mean, not maybe not a lot better than that, but a lot better. I like this better on performance than comfort.
Really? Okay, I'll have to try that.
Okay, so this one's got it by like
10.
Yeah, 10 foot a second.
It's like extra performance mode on the SR.
Yeah. So real quick with the SR 350, I just did some more speed testing with the Revolt X80. We shot a 600 grain arrow, and these two bows actually ended up the exact same speed. So if you're trying to send a really heavy arrow, they ended up being the exact same speed for me. So I mean, end up just pick which one you like the feel of better. Which for me, bar none, is going to be the SR 350. But both 33-inch axle-to-axle bows both have different feels. So if you're shooting a heavy arrow, they are about the same. Just wrapped up the first looks review speed testing on the SR 350. Positively impressed. It was a lot better than I had expected. That I wasn't sure what I expected, but it definitely surprised me positively.
I was really happy when I shot it on comfort. I was like, oh, this thing's amazing. And then I shot it on performance and I go, this is why I hated this bow. So.
It's for a specific type of person. I mean, personally, I like this bow. If you're the dude that's chasing speed, in archery, in everything, there's no free lunch.
Yeah.
If you want that 350 number, if you want to be shooting 28.5, shooting 320 plus, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, you got to pay the piper somewhere.
Exactly. So yeah,
Yeah, I was much more impressed with the CP28. It's way more of a me bow than this thing is. That being said, it's still a great bow. Like, on comfort, 28 inches, we were still getting respectable speeds. You know, and if, you know, that was something you're into, you like that middle length axle to axle, that 32 to 33, 34 inch bow. It's an awesome contender. It's just not for me. And that's, you know, that's archery, right? Everybody has their own little thing they like once they've gotten into it a little bit. And that's why we do suggest you shoot everything you can before you buy one.
Yeah, so positives for me on this bow, I'm still pretty excited about this bow, especially because of the speeds that it is putting out. Unfortunately, big drop off from, so 348 IBO is what we were getting out of it. Woohoo, like cool, like everybody's super stoked about the IBO number. Took it down to my draw length, 28.5. I was shooting 320, which is the exact same speed, and I know I tested so many bows, so many arrows.
You went way down a deep speed rabbit hole last year.
Yes, the solution was 322. Actually, I was chronoing a little bit slower with this guy. So, you know, everybody's like, well, we need to see the IBO and make sure the manufacturers are keeping them honest. Like, guess what? Somebody's done that. Like, they're not just allowed to throw out whatever number they want unless they're obsession for some reason. I don't understand that. But it can cook, especially at those heavier arrow weights. That is what I'm kind of excited about. For some reason, that 600 grain arrow is just kind of like playing games with my head right now. I'm going to Africa, and I want to. I got a 7-pin sight on the way. I want to be able to shoot pretty far out, but be able to send a pretty heavy arrow. On one side, you know, part of me is like, go normal weight arrow, shoot a little bit further. I'm not sure yet, but that potential for this bow is pretty exciting. Now, I definitely would not recommend this bow to a beginner. This is not, I mean, unless you shoot this thing and you fall in love with it for some reason, and you know what, whatever, everybody's different. I would not recommend this bow for a beginner. This is a lower brace height bow, not scary low, but it's lower, it's on the lower side. It's gonna be a lot less forgiving. It's gonna be a harsher draw cycle, so like more tendency to injure your shoulders if you don't know how to properly draw your bow back. But no, I mean, this is a cool bow too if you've been shooting for a while and you like to shoot year round and you do unknown yardage competitions, but you also like to hunt. We've experienced that this bow can feel like two completely different bows.
Yeah, if you wanted to have a hunting bow that was fast and shoot a heavier arrow, and then you wanted to shoot leagues indoors, put this thing on comfort, back it down a little bit, this thing would shoot indoors.
That's cool. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking like IBO, and then, you know, hunting, you want more let off, but you could do it however you want to. That's the beautiful thing about the Bowtechs and how customizable the feel is. I mean, it is truly like getting two bows in one. Unfortunately, you can't shoot them both at the same time, but you don't have to buy any separate modules, nothing like that. And they do make aftermarket stops for these things, so you can customize that valley to your liking.
Yeah, the Luckies are nice on these. I've always run the Luckies. I ran them on my Revolt. I ran them on my Solution. If I end up with a CP28 to hunt with, I'll run them on it, and then you can, you know, you have that variance in your let off. So,
yep. So there is our review on the Bowtech SR 350. Let us know what you think. If you've shot it, like to hear some opinions. Got any more questions for us? Throw it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll see if we can test whatever you want us to test, and then reply as, you know, as time allows.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
I feel like we should sight it in again real quick.
That's what I'm going to video you.
Okay. 15 minutes. I was all about it for 15 minutes, and I'm like, fuck this thing.
Dude, you loved it too.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
And now
we should have known.
Yeah.
We should have known. We got those,
like, we know what
like
speed
first
costs.
date feels, you know,
Yeah.
just like, ooh, she's perfect, and then
Then you get her home and see with the lights on, and you're like, fuck, what did I do?
I don't know about that. But I was thinking like, she's got a weird laugh.
Oh. I guess I just drink more.